Welcome back. 90 degrees outside. It's hot. I want to do a quick sandwich, sort of the Italian flag of sandwiches. It's going to be two kinds of pesto. It's going to be a sun-dried tomato pesto and a basil pesto. We're going to do tomato pesto on one piece of bread, and we're going to do basil pesto on the other piece of bread. And then we're going to lay down some chicken, and then we're going to lay down some cheese, and then I'm going to cut up some tomato and put it on over the chicken, under the cheese, so the cheese melts to it in a panini press. So this is our panini press. It has two different types of heads on it. It has flat, and it has kind of a grilled surface to it. I'm doing the flat one. So this is very fast. It's a quick meal. This chicken, you can use either sliced chicken. This is high protein, very low fat. If we're just to weigh it with the packaging, it's going to be about 183 grams. So looking at this, it's probably 172 grams of chicken onto two pieces of this bread that is 110 calories a piece. If you caught my weight loss video, you don't have to. It's 30 minutes of me babbling, which is different from this. How? I don't know, but here we are. So I'm going to take two pieces of bread. It's not toasted, not anything fancy. It's a quick thing to put together. So if we're looking at calories, it's a quarter cup is 190 calories. We're going to use about a tablespoon, and this is 240 calories for the same quarter cup. And again, we're going to use about a tablespoon. So if you were tracking your food and you were looking at this, there is a barcode here that if you're using something like MyNet Diary, you just scan this. It'll tell you what it is, and you put in how much you used. And we're going to say that we're going to use a tablespoon. We've got panini press is hot and steamy. So let's put this together real quick, and then we'll do a kind of quick little calorie count back. So we're just going to take, and pesto, all kinds of pesto are super flavorful. So that's one of the notable things about pesto, why we really like it in this house, is because you don't have to use a lot, and you get a lot of bang for your buck. So we have the squeeze bag of pesto that I did for my pesto pasta dish. This is Barilla jarred pesto. Keep it in the refrigerator. It's super strong. It's got a really nice flavor. But for some reason I use this for sandwiches more than the squeeze bag, so to speak. So we're going to take this, and the nice thing about using the pesto as sort of the using the two different kinds of pestos is they are oil based. So as it comes through, the oil will come through the backside of the bread and help toast it. So you get a crispy, crunchy sandwich out of the deal. Okay, so that's the key flavors right now. And now we're going to take all of our chicken. So I used to make Togo's sandwiches when I worked at Togo's, and we would slice our own meat. I actually got to slice meat on the weekends. And you put it over and fold it like this. And you would just do each piece folded, 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 and folded. And the last time I was there, they literally just took a bag of shredded turkey and plopped it on the bread. Togo's, let's go back to slicing and putting it orderly on the sandwich because it looks a lot better. We're going to use provolone. So this is 100 calories per slice. We're going to use just one slice. And then we're going to use some tomato. I'm going to cut out the center. And we're going to use a serrated knife because we are animals. So we're cutting it about 1/8 of an inch thick, 1/8 to 1/4 inch thick. And then we're going to just pop these on here. And then I like to add just a little bit of salt to the tomato part. And that is like half of a pinch of kosher salt. And now we just grab our provolone. You can use any cheese for this. You can use any cheese you like. This would be good with Swiss. Might be good with cheddar, if that's your thing. So when I'm using a whole piece, it doesn't quite fit, so I'm going to break it in half, roughly. And I'm going to put half up there. I'm going to put half down here. So it's going to fit within the kind of the length of the oblongness of the bread versus the roundness of the provolone. Let's just do a little pepper. And we're going to close it up like this. And then this is already hot, so I'm going to put it in lengthwise, and then we're just going to press down on it. And this will take, it's on just a little more than a medium-high setting, so it's going to take 5 to 8 minutes to melt the cheese. Now, if we're using a tablespoon of that, I'm going to guess that the two different kinds of pesto were 80-ish calories a piece. We'll say it's 160 calories for the pesto, 220 for the bread. We're around 400. And then we're going to put on our lean protein, which is the chicken, which was 170 grams, a calorie per gram, roughly, a little bit more. So at 170, it's probably going to be under 200 calories of chicken, from 400, 600, and then our 100 calories of provolone. Roughly 700 calorie sandwich. Let's take a look at this. So it's already browning. The cheese is already getting a little melty. So it's probably been a couple of minutes. It's kind of a delightful hot sandwich. You can pair this with a soup. Dealer's choice. Okay, cheese is totally melted. I've got a nice brown on the top, and I'm just gonna take this under and carefully bring it to our cutting board. So what you can do is you can just cut through it like that with a chef's knife. If you use a serrated knife, and you totally can. If you use a serrated knife, you might not be able to get through the bottom and everything's really hot. So what we're going to do, put this on our cutting board, or other more portable cutting board. And voila, that's your sandwich. If you like quick snacks like this, then you should probably like this video, and you should probably subscribe to my channel because there'll be more of stuff like this. Just to sum up, it's about 700 calories because we used a pesto that is olive oil based on both the top and bottom. It came through the bread, browned up really nicely. So you've got this super crunchy, delicious melted provolone, tomato flavors, basil flavors, chicken for your lean protein. Boom, it's pretty great. Anyway, go cook something. You can start with something like this. If you don't have a panini press, you can do this in a pan. Just flip it over. Gently make sure that as the cheese is melting, before the cheese melts, if you try to flip it over, it might fall apart. So just be careful. Touch the top, grab the bottom, flip it over gently. Once the cheese melts, it's going to start wanting to stick together. That's it. Thank you. Like, subscribe, and let's keep doing this.